SFI Esports. Bigetron Esports.
Break the limits!
Indo. Is Louvre. Aerowolf Roxy. ONIC E VS
Sir, what's your command? For victory!
Evos. RRQ. MPL Season 2. Begin.
Okay, welcome guys to MPL-ID Season 2 right now. We have Aude here and Wibi right beside me.
Hi guys!
Here.
Hello!
Hello! Okay, so first I want to talk about how the MPL system doing. So what do you think of the MPL system? When we begin from the regular season, then goes to until the finals like this. What do you think about the system that Mobile Legends provide until right now?
It's actually pretty interesting to see that we've been fighting for 6 weeks, but then coming into the finals, we actually have a 2-system seeding where the first team that is in the upper brackets is the one that is coming from number 1 until number 4, and then coming into the second seeding, which is going from number 5 to number 8. The upper bracket instantly has 2 lives, but then when you talk about the lower bracket, they only have 1 life total. So if you lose in the lower bracket, you're instantly eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, like during the regular season, it's pretty excited. I mean, a lot of things happen. Like when we see, like from EVOS Esports, they are crawling up from bottom into the top 4 positions, and then right now they are securing the upper bracket. That's very amazing. And also SFI Esports, like we mentioned before, that they are safe from the relegation zone, and then they're coming up now in the 8th positions. Well, it's 8th position, but still they're in the lower bracket, and they have a same chance as Louvre, since Indo also like Bigetron Esports. So the format right now is pretty exciting.
Yeah. How do you think about SFI Esports themselves? Because you know SFI Esports can get 2-1 against ONIC Esports, which is in the seedings they are the first in the regular season, right? So how big is the chance for SFI Esports to survive the lower bracket?
Interestingly, hitting coming from the week 6 until the MPL finals, we had a couple of breaks. SFI has been playing in other tournaments as well, and they've been actually performing very well coming up into the MPL finals. I've been talking with the players from Aerowolf, from the RRQ, FOS Esports. They've been saying that SFI might actually be a decent contender coming into this tournament. It's actually pretty hard to see if they can win. They've been having troubles early on in trying to find the chemistry, but coming into finals, everything can happen. In Season 1, we saw Aerowolf Roxy being able to win when nobody was expecting them to win. But now SFI might be the underdog again.
Yeah, and if you know that SFI also is the only team that can beat ONIC Esports 2 against 1. Yeah, and that's amazing for SFI. And moreover, that if you watch during the regular season, especially like week 5 and week 6, SFI play differently. Like they play a lot better than the previous week. So SFI chance, they have, well, I think this all the same chance as the other teams. They are not a weak team. They are not a weak team anymore. They are come back stronger, and I will expect they will at least going to the quarter-final and also maybe semi-final.
All right. So I wanna try to look back a bit compared to MPL Season 1. What's the difference between MPL Season 2 coming up here?
I feel like the teams are tougher. Even at the number 8, number 7, number 6, and number 5, there's still a very strong team. We're looking at Louvre, we're looking at SFI that has been somewhat performing very well. And then we're looking at all of these teams that can actually contend up into the finals. And after all, reaching the grand finals, there's going to be one team coming from the lower bracket anyways. They're going to be winning from the loser's bracket. So it's going to be a really interesting match to see if all of the second seeded team can actually perform well. But it's a very different system coming into this tournament. We're looking at the double bracket instantly from day 1 instead of losing and then moving to the lower bracket.
Yeah, that's the difference. I mean, if you talk about chances, this double bracket format is what makes every team have chances. Even like team like SFI or even Bigetron Esports now in bottom in the 7 and 8 positions, and even like Louvre and also Aerowolf ONIC and Aerowolf even like can go to the lower bracket and be eliminated if they are not really careful and if they underestimate other teams.
So basically, MPL Season 2 is tougher and everyone can have the chance to win MPL Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Everyone have chances to win, and Season 2 is definitely better than the Season 1.
Okay, so I want to ask your personal opinion. Who is your favorite team coming up to this MPL Season 2 finals?
Favorite team?
Yeah.
Well,
who do you think will win the tournament?
Statistically speaking, I think RRQ have. I think it's personally, this is my favorite. I mean, statistically speaking, Tuturu is the fastest gold farmer right now. I mean, they have of 752 GPM, and that's a lot compared to other teams. And also, I really like RRQ one's play style. They are not very aggressive, but literally they're playing methodically by pushing every turret and then they will go to the final push until the crystal in the middle. So my favorite still are gonna be RRQ Gimkan.
How about you, VB?
I think Aerowolf Roxy has a really good chance, knowing that MPL Finals is LAN. You're looking at the crowd instantly in front of your face. It's massive. You can see the animosity that is super great, but we're looking at the player.
Oh yeah, we are looking at the player's profile right now. This is
Yes.
ONIC Esports. Okay, so here, this is the other one. EVOS Esports. Coming up next, as the contender of ONIC Esports in the first match.
Yeah, this is EVOS Esports.
Yeah, upper bracket, right? The first match. This is EVOS Esports.
Yeah, so this is it.
Yeah.
ONIC Esports and EVOS Esports.
Okay, so we will now talk about EVOS and ONIC Esports more.
Yeah.
During the regular season, who do you think, based on regular season performances, who do you think will get the series of this match?
Interestingly, talking about just the head-to-head, EVOS Esports doesn't have the upper hand. ONIC has 2-0 win over EVOS Esports in week 1, and they've been showing a super awesome performance throughout the regular season. EVOS Esports actually had to climb from number 9,
Yep.
no, number 8, number 9.
Yeah.
They had to climb up into number 4
Yeah.
so late in the season, but ONIC has been performing very consistently throughout. The problem is, ONIC Esports is a far newer team when it comes to a LAN event. EVOS Esports has been there ever since. They know how it feels to handle the crowd this big. They know how it feels to perform in such a big crowd. And honestly, everyone's sort of moving over into EVOS Esports being able to win the game 1. But ONIC hopefully can still show a very consistent performance coming into the playoff as well.
Well, I cannot disagree with Hachiken. I mean, here like EVOS Esports is more experienced team. They are performing more in offline tournaments, and I tell you guys, and when you're watching this online, that playing in offline is very different with playing in online. I mean, you have this crowd, you have this stage, and the pressure is on you. So this is, I think, is better. This is deciding on how ONIC Esports can handle the pressure, being, you know, as the first ranking and the regular season standings, and as well as the stage pressures.
Yep.
But the thing is that statistically speaking, of course, ONIC Esports has more and more achievement compared to EVOS Esports. I mean, they have most assists, they have less death, they have also most lore taken in the game. So above the paper, ONIC Esports have more advantage, and like, I mean, like, their gameplay is like a textbook Mobile Legends. I mean, they're playing so perfect, but again, EVOS Esports is a more experienced player with, you know, Just a Limit, Marsha, Aura also there. So everything can happen.
Yeah, I think I really agree with you that anything can happen because they met at first week, right?
Yeah.
So EVOS Esports must be already evolved from the last time they met ONIC Esports. So I think ONIC Esports really needs to be careful as you mentioned, the stage pressure, the crowd pressure, as EVOS Esports already used to it right now. So we're going to the game really soon.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's see. who is your like favorite player between these matches? Like, is that a really notable player?
Okay, so for ONIC Esports, I think it depends on Spade and Fenrir, but I prefer to choose the Spade. As a marksman, he is be playing very consistently. He is consistently fast and amazing as a marksman. He like a robot playing marksman. I mean, what he do is like just farm, and he's playing farming so fast. And then for EVOS Esports, I think. I mean, everyone says Just No Limit is the best and Emperor is like better, but Marsha I think is the key for EVOS Esports. I mean, he will be in charge of the shot calling, and he's the tanker also. Usually, like, he will initiate the clash, whether it is beneficial for them or not. So yeah, for me, Marsha from EVOS and Spade from ONIC Esports.
So that's the key player for both. How about you, Hashikan?
I feel like ONIC Esports has a lot of really good players. I mean, we're looking at Fenrir, we're looking at Edward as well. Spade's there. I'm a huge fan of how Spade plays marksman. But the marksman meta has been sort of dying coming into Week 6, moving forward into the MPL finals. So it's really surprising to see Spade might not be able to perform well, knowing that is, I think, at the moment, is the only viable marksman possible being used, being that Hanabi is actually still being banned out of a bug that is still not resolved. So, talking about ONIC Esports itself, I really feel like Fenrir would be able to perform well. And as we can see here, Spade,
Yeah, this is ONIC Esports statistics during the regular season.
Yes.
Let's see.
There's Ryan as well, very good support.
Edward as well, very amazing. And this is what I'm talking about, Spade.
But interestingly, you can see that Lancelot has a 75% win rate when used with Spade, and then you know that the only one that is using Lancelot is Watt. So I would really want to see a good performance coming out of him as the assassin. But talking about talking about EVOS Esports, I would really count on the fact that Just No Limit has a really consistent performance throughout. It has been playing well since MSC, and I really want to see him being able to perform in such a huge crowd, knowing that he's such a superstar in Indonesia. And I think it really comes down to how he can control that pressure and make really good plays moving in this game, because I think he's going to play a really key role as well. Imora as well, Emperor as well, but I feel like Just No Limit might really have a huge impact when he's making the calls, making all of these awesome plays in the game later. But of course, I wouldn't discount everyone else. They're actually moving as a team right now. Week 1 when they lost, it didn't really feel like the Evos we know. Coming to Week 6 after they climbed back from position 9 out of the regular spot and then moving position 4 into the upper state. It really feels like they've changed. They've come back to the Evos we know. This real Evos always supported, and so I'm really hoping that I would really see a consistent, not a good performance, consistent performance coming from just in this game. But I'm really betting on the fact that Emperor would also be able to perform very well, just get the domination as a mid later.
And you mentioned that Just No Limit can play any role. I mean, in this regular season, we already saw him play marksman, he play fighters, he even plays support, and he won. That's Just No Limit's miracle.
Just No Limit.
Amazingness of him.
Okay, so we can see just now that Minotaur is the highest rate of EVOS Esports and usually used by Marsha. What do you think? How come Minotaur is the key for EVOS?
I think because it's, usually like Mino being not picked because the meta is revolved around Biggie. His ultimate is cancelling Minotaur debuff, but right now like Biggie is out of meta and Mino is now being picked, and he has a lot of a good disable, like his Mino Rage can catch many players and like basically the whole team. If they can be, I mean, it's over for them. Mino is the key for EVOS Esports, and it's also similar to what Marsha's playstyle. They're being playing aggressively and open, sacrifice himself for the team and the team. So this, I think, there's no no question why Mino being picked the most by EVOS.
Oh. All right.
Interestingly though, talking about Mino, the first game ONIC and EVOS played was in game. Yeah, that's where Mino and Cho, correct me if I'm wrong, was actually by EVOS. I know there was Mino there.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's Mino and Johnson.
Yeah,
and then Brian Insik Diggy.
Yeah.
That was the reason why we were so amazed with Diggy, was because basically got played out by Martian Eyes got played out by Diggy's Brian's Diggy.
Yeah.
Whenever they're doing a rage, whenever they're doing a divine judgment, there's always that ultimate coming from Diggy that is always making all of the calls just disappear.
Yeah.
They're so focused. They're so. It feels like, knowing from how they lost against ONIC, it really feels like EVOS super focused is reliant, dependent on that they have a good tank for initiating, and that's the problem right there. Since that's why Minister is their the highest win rate EVOS has, because they're so dependent on the fact that Minister has to be there, and they have initiating. So when Minister is gone, say with a Diggy ult, it's gonna be super hard for EVOS to be able to initiate a war.
Yeah, but you know, Diggy is like out of meta right now.
Yeah,
But it was only used by Brian, and when he used it, he won against EVOS. So that's the problem. Even though Diggy is out of in general, but picking Diggy as a counter pick is actually really
yeah, it's like a very technical heroes.
And looking at Leomalt existing in this game right now,
true.
so you can just use a Diggy and then a Leomalt, and you're fine basically. You still have a fighter tank, and then you can have like one proper tank played by Edward, and you know it's basically just Diggy can exist in the meta when relying on Minotaur. That's the issue with EVOS Esport, but hopefully they can show not just Minotaur there. Like Cho is still a massive pick coming into week 6, still a very popular tank. Kaya as well. Grok might actually appear again. So yeah, it should be really interesting to see.
I mean, talking about Grok is because EVOS most banned heroes is Grok.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I think it's still revolve around from EVOS we around Mino still. And ONIC also revolve around Kaya, as Edward is one of the best Kaya users in this league. So I think the hero pick is still around there, but I don't know. It's maybe like Leomorse is gonna Ovalian replace a Martis in the pool, or maybe like we are going to for no marksman meta. Just go for the old meta like 2 Victor, right? 2 Victor, Mage, and also 2 supports right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see if Leomort can really go into the pool here. I mean, we haven't seen Leomort showing in like in the regular season, right?
Yeah. Like
no, they weren't. I think until week 6 it was still
it's like
locked. So
it's very late season.
So it might be our first time seeing Leomort in Elimination competitive scene, if it's actually gonna get allowed to get, because I was talking with a couple of people and they were like, yo, Leomort is still pretty much 100% pick and ban rate. It's super strong. It has a lot of slows, stunts, you call it. But then just looking at how the game's gonna be played, it would be really interesting to see what's the new meta coming to MPL finals, because usually with the new heroes coming out, the new patches, buffs, and nerfs, you'll see a very different meta from what we see from regular season. As if to say that all of the data we had from regular season feels like it should just scratch off the table, because technically you can't really use that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, and not to mention that Hanabi is also being currently being not usable right now because of the bug.
Yeah.
So Hanabi is out of pool, so that makes it's more in Kimi and Herod also out of the pool because it's a new heroes.
Yeah, new heroes.
So it makes them it's very quite small hero pools, and that's gonna be interesting to see if will there be a new meta, or will there be just stick to the old meta to like the current meta. Like 1 marksman, 1 fighter, 1 mage, and 2 supports.
It's gonna be super hard though, seeing the only other marksman that is viable aside from Cloud is Carry and Hanabi, and there's not much you can use when Carry's pretty much after the nerf on her dash.
Oh, there's Clean.
Tutor is Clean.
Yeah, but I mean, then Cloud would probably get banned a lot, just knowing because it's the only viable marksman as a tier S, and then Hanabi being banned because of a bug. Then it's only Carry and then like what, Layla? I don't think.
I don't think like Layla will appear here.
Not even
no.
Leslie. Not even Leslie is still a viable pick in this meta right now. The marksman meta is sort of dying again, moving into the MPL finals, and I'm gonna bet on the fact that they're not gonna be using the marksman at all, even when Spade is playing. But we'll see.
Oh, like but recently I've seen Sun a lot. Being played in ranked.
Yeah.
So well, maybe like Sun will come out as like
surprise.
I mean like Sun maybe although like he is a melee fighter, he's not range, but his pushing power is the same as marksman. He can really push the turrets very fast and also farm quite really fast. And when it comes, Sun can taking down any heroes one by one because of the illusion, because he sees shadows, right?
Yep. And it's really hard to tell whether it's a shadow or not because there's not much indicator in your screen.
Yeah.
So I think Sun is gonna be a super annoying monkey in how would you put it, and
that's right.
I don't know, it's just gonna be bananas all over the game because I think that's how annoying Sun would be moving if they do enter the meta right now. And the crowd's actually pretty much hyped right now.
It's a very full pack in here in Surabaya in Jatim Expo International. So wow, I can say for this event is amazing crowd, amazing productions. I mean, if you look at this opening videos, that's dude.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, like, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I'm hyped as well. So basically, on what you said is that MPL finals revolve a lot.
It hopefully does. It's probably gonna get a lot. That's what mine. But I mean, just how the game over. I would really already all. Just looking at the meta right now, I feel like there's more bans than Selena, and even then Selena isn't even all that powerful, seeing how her win rate is not all that high. I mean, we still have Lunox in the game, and it's super powerful, cannot even be disabled as a marksman mage kind of style, and that's annoying. That's really annoying.
Yeah, that's really annoying. So, and what do you think about the Leomort and Angela combo right there?
Oh, dude, I don't know where to start, honestly. That's it's one way. That's just. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane how powerful it is, and I feel like it's probably gonna get banned.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. You're not just gonna let Angela and Leomor play in the game.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, I mean, like, compared to Kaya, so Angela is also like pretty weak in the late game because, well, Angela is very strong in the early game to really pick off the hero one by one. But the thing is, if you go to the late game, Angela's disable is not very consistent. It's not very reliable compared to Kaya, who can like defend judgment and then flicker back to your team and then secure one kill. But Angela is more like, hey, let's pick off the enemies in the early game, and then late game is up to you guys. I'm not useful anymore in the late game. So, well, the combo is viable. I mean, if thinking that Leomor will come to the pools, Angela is gonna be viable again. I'm thinking.
I feel like the support meta is kind of diminishing because there has been no new support champions except from Angela. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, right? Angela is the last support champion, right?
Yeah.
And Estes is only viable in the.
Oh, there's Digi though.
No, I mean Estes is only viable in the countdown meta.
Yeah.
He only appears in the countdown, so that's where he's gonna appear every time. Only at the countdown.
Only at the counter just now.
And Rafaela is in our heart.
What?
Rafaela is in our heart.
Rafaela's all in heart. There's no
well,
denying
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you're only using it because it can heal, but that's pretty much it. But I don't know. I just feel like the support meta might not be all that viable moving into the MPL finals. So we might actually see a more fighting-oriented game. But hopefully I'm wrong, and I really am hoping that there's going to be surprises. Maybe a Jawhead would appear again. But I don't know. Lunox is going to be banned a lot, and there has been a lot of dashes as well. So I really want to see how it's going to go just in this first game, so we can have like some sort of insight into what is the meta right now in the MPL finals. Because honestly, all of the data we have is pretty much unusable with all of the new buffs, nerfs, and I mean there's like the new scouting wards. It's insane. It's how it revolves really fast. It just in terms of like almost a month, it revolves really fast in the meta, and I'm really hoping that it's gonna be great.
Yeah. And also, I wanna discuss about one more thing. Like in the regular season, during the first 3 weeks, we can see that a lot of teams pick Aurora, but we know that during week 4 until week 6, that Aurora not being picked that much.
Yeah.
What do you think about this MPL finals? Because you just said that this will be an assassin and mage.
Yeah,
meta,
because there's
right?
Alice in there. Alice replacing the role of Aurora as a mage, mage slash assassins, but
Tank.
yeah, slash tank. Yeah, right. And then Alice is replacing him, and then like I think it's during week 4 until 6. Alice is much more better hero compared to Aurora. He has durability. She has also damage. She also has kind of like moving easily, right, with her skills. And then 3 against 1 in late game, Alice is unbeatable. With his blowout coming and all the lifesteal she have. I mean, have you like fight against Alice?
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's when she uses blowout, it's basically like you have to get out from there, right?
Yeah.
And you have to like wait until Alice run out of blowout, and then you start hitting her. And that point, when you Alice going in and then use her blowout, your team will come and then chase the remaining enemies.
Yeah.
And that's why Alice is so good compared to Aurora, who only like can only rely to her ultimate to deal a lot of damage to one enemy. So that's why.
So what do you think about Aurora, Weeby?
Aurora has a really good CC. I mean, I see Alice is worth being. It's a very strong mage tank. Would have a high damage. It's basically all-in-one package. But Aurora has the Cultist Destroy and then the passive as well. That is really hard for anyone to deny, because I mean, just look. If you have Gatot Kacha in the game using Divine Guardian,
Yeah.
hits instantly right in the middle. 5-man hit, then the Coldless Destroy hits. It's 5 seconds up, even longer. And Aurora, I know that the damage is lacking, but the CC that she has in his arsenal is insane. And we might see her a bit more, but I think I still agree that Alice is still the major pick, because the problem with Aurora is that the CC can only appear whenever she has 4 skill stacked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
one.
it's really
Yeah.
hard to just being able to handle that, because
Yeah,
that means that
it's true.
when you're trying to farm and then you have ult up and then you know you're gonna get, and then you have to like make sure that you have to keep all of your skill for that Coldest Destroy, and you're kind of, it's just a really hard. It's the skill management in Aurora might be a bit problematic into this meta.
Yeah, it's like hey guys, let's go fight. Wait, I haven't have 4 stacks.
Yeah.
Wait, let me get to 4 stacks and then we wait. No, you don't wait for a clash.
Yeah.
That's why like Alice is much more viable than Aurora.
All right. So Aurora, you think that Aurora will not be picked during this meta?
With Lunox there, no. I think that
So it's-
the match will be still like in Lunox, Lunox, Alice, Goshen, Kagura maybe
Yeah, and
sometimes.
Kagura, yep.
But I don't think like Aurora has a very slim chance to into the hero pool. So here it is.
Yeah.
The pick and
We're listening to the
ban.
pick and ban right now.
Yeah, we are going
Using
to-
I'm actually going to see ban. Oh, there you go. We're in now to the pick and ban.
Oh, there he is. The
Here
pick
it
and
is.
ban
It's starting, guys.
for right now.
It's around now.
Yeah, we're gonna see it soon. For the pick and ban, here it
Here
is.
it is, the pick and ban of Game 1 from ONIC Esports against EVOS Esports.
And as my prediction comes, Cloud is going to get banned. He's only viable marksman right now. There is Lunox as well in that circle.
And also Selena.
Yeah, Selena is pretty much being banned because, well, she's too good to be, to not being banned. And so the other bans, I think it's for EVOS. I think it's either Grok or Cloud.
They were
Here, I think it's gonna be Grok, right?
Leomor.
Yeah, right. Or Leomor, right.
Leomort still available.
Is picking.
No bans?
No ban?
no bans.
Okay, that's kind of questionable.
Right, so okay, we're gonna wait for how this is gonna work. It's gonna be a rematch or not?
Is it gonna be a remake?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a remake, but yeah, I think Evos really want to ban Grok here. I'm pretty sure.
Why do you think Grok is gonna be banned out by Evos?
I think we are gonna just keep going with this. That means that Evos is what? Well then.
So it's
until remake.
Remake, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a remake.
Is it a remake?
Yeah, it is.
Oh no, it's not. Okay, so yes, Evos is not banning a hero. Oh no, they just just pick anything so that they can remake.
Yeah, they can remake as soon as possible.
It's like no way like finally picking like picking Layla and it's Mia.
Layla and Mia in team. Nana is actually a good support as well, you know. It might be useful.
Yo, it's like, well, let's go with Nana.
What I mean is, Nana.
Thinking about it.
It might be useful against like Selena, a Gaussian, or a heroes that goes into you. Pretty much, like even Minotaur. Like when you flicker, then there's just the animal, and you just turn into an animal.
But that's the problem, though. I mean, Nana used to be like a point-to-click kind of hero, where you can just like point-to-click. But now, the new Nana, the one that was remade, you actually throw the cat plushie into
I think it's a rabbit. No.
It's a cat.
It's a cat or a rabbit?
It's a cat. It's a cat. It's pretty sure a cat. So you throw the cat plushie right onto the wall, right onto the lane. So it's actually really hard to hit now. It's not that easy anymore. And pretty much it's not going to click anymore. I don't think Nana is going to be a good pick. Plus the ultimate is now changed, so she's just not viable anymore.
But you know that you can set up a trap like inside the bush.
But it's easier for you to point to click, right? So you don't know when.
I agree.
It's really hard for you to be able to set up a proper trap that goes your way every time.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the problem. It's so inconsistent in how she can deal damage and then suppress a hero. So I don't think Nana would be a really good pick as a support. I mean, you still have Angela. Might as well pick Estes, right?
Yeah.
If you're picking Nana, might as well pick Estes.
I agree. You can at least heal someone. Like burst from the Estes is actually really good if considerably used properly.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for the.
Okay, so for sure that their ban, ONIC ban is Cloud, right?
No, it's Evos ban.
Evos ban is Cloud.
Yeah, Evos is second pick.
ONIC ban is
Lunox and Selena.
Yeah, Lunox and Selena. Yeah. Those two mages is going out of pool. So I think my prediction is they really want to secure
Gaussian or Leomord?
Leomord's gonna get banned.
I'm pretty sure that Evos in the last ban they're going to ban Leomord.
But if you ban the Leomord, then you must face Grok.
Yeah.
And you know Evos' highest ban is Grok, so it might be problematic when they didn't used to go against Grok.
I'm a Grok worshipper. I call him God Grok. The problem is that
Grok ship.
I'm a Grok basically. But the problem is that even with that idea, it's that Grok has a very the win Grok is now 60% in the regular season. He's not all that strong anymore. You still have Gatot Kacha, you still have Cho. I would say that they were trying to contest for Cho Grok, as Grok might get picked, but not the first pick anymore. It's just even with that 100% pick and ban regular season, I feel like with Leomord in, Grok has a very different dimension moving into the MPL final. So maybe they might face Grok, but I think Cho would be a far more favorable pick. A far more favorable pick moving into the late game of the stage. But we'll see. We'll really see it.
Well, talking about Grok, Hachi can say that Grok is not really strong anymore, but I think it still depends on the players.
Yeah.
Liam in RRQ has 100 rate using Grok.
Yeah, that's
amazing. Liam is a very amazing tank. He's young, but he is already in the same level Kasha and also the other team tank, and with he's using Grok in red. That means that whoever like fixing RRQ should ban Grok if they don't want to lose.
Yeah, because it's probably one signature here, right?
Yeah.
So still think that Grok is
Yeah,
weak.
Grok is there.
Probably there, but as I was saying, I don't think it's gonna be a first kind of material.
Oh.
So it's not gonna get contested early. It's probably gonna be later. And see the pick. I feel like there's still like Gushin, as you were saying, is a very high win rate, massive damage mage.
Yeah.
And then Lancelot is actually still a pretty decent pick as well. I don't think Lancelot is a very powerful assassin, so there is a lot of assassins that you want to get first instead of picking the Grok early.
Yeah, and I think it's also I think it's also like often sometimes they pick Gatot Kaca.
Gatot Kaca is actually really, I don't think Gatot Kaca is real.
I think it's some match. The Kaca is also like being picked. They want to secure Gatot because of the good ultimate there.
I agree. I mean, the problem with that is that the second pick itself consists of, say, a Cho or a Kaya. Usually, right, to secure at least either one first, being how strong they are in trying to cast an assassin or mage. Gatot Kaca is actually a very strong tank, but again, I don't think that's the second pick much. Maybe the third or the fourth pick, I would agree, but I'm not sure the first pick is going to be like a Grok or a Kaya or a Gatot Kaca in that sense.
So you think Kaja will get first pick by ONIC?
Yeah, I really don't think so. Kaya's going to get first pick.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like more assassins that you can probably pick to secure instead of like picking a tank that still is like replaceable with other tanks as well.
What,
Yeah.
So what do you think will be first pick by ONIC?
I think it should be like a damage dealer, right?
Yeah, Thunderbird is a really good question.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see Alice as well, but I don't think Alice is the first one.
Alex, yeah.
But yeah, we'll really, because I really can't guess with the whole pick and ban thing, and I mean, it's just confusing for me with Cloud being banned, and then Lunox being banned, Selena being banned. There's not much you can pick.
There's only Alice and Kagura
Yeah.
in the pool.
Yeah, but I don't think Kagura is first pick material, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah,
with that?
yeah. I mean, I agree. Kagura is usually like number 3 or number 4
Yeah.
pick.
It's like a comfort, but it's not the first pick material. Like you usually want to secure like probably your tank when you play around your tank or your damage dealer, like Gushin, and we'll see. Like, what do you think about Kari overall, though?
Carries has been horrible because the nerf she got.
But she got already back.
Yeah,
The buff.
but even then, I think you know if you look at Carrie, she's not easy to move around as much as like Cloud.
Yeah, I mean the steps is only 5 seconds cooldown right now. It's just 5 seconds cooldown, and I think it's pretty. I mean, in a war, you only like use it
It's
once.
not far. It's pretty short.
Yeah,
the
it's
distance
pretty
of
short.
her jump. And then she doesn't have a CC. Hanabi has a stun, right?
Yeah.
Cloud has a really good escape,
Yeah.
right? So it's either one, but Carrie is the one that doesn't have both.
Yeah.
Stuns.
Well, despite the damage is very high.
I mean, at the late game, even at the late game, if you're playing critical build, every marksman deals pretty much the same damage.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Well,
she's a tank buster. Yeah, I would agree with that, with the passive as well. But it's really hard for her to be able to perform well early in fights because she needs her items. And I don't know, maybe Carrie might get picked again. And I just feel like I mean,
I think it's villain, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What about like Tuturus Irithel?
let's not talk about that. I mean, Tutur also pllayed Clint, and I don't agree with her.
Yeah, I mean, Tuturu, he can pick any hero he won.
And
Like
he's good.
He
He's good
picked
at
Ruby, you know.
Yeah.
He picked Ruby,
and he won. So
and he won.
Like, you know, when Tuturus pick Clint, like everyone start to follow it. Like they pick the Clint around that. And what do you think coming up to these MPL finals that gonna be the key?
like the popular pick.
Yeah, the popular pick.
I'm really hoping Estes. I really want to see Estes.
Hey.
I mean, we saw Estes in the countdown. You know, maybe it's time for Estes to just reappear back in the meta. But I mean, joking aside, I think Leon Malt is going to be one of those heroes that is going to be very either first pick or first ban. But then maybe we'll see a loss again. Fanny might be, but I don't know. I really can't say because the meta is so different. Moving into MPL finals, I mean, you're still looking at 2 assassins, like 1 tank, 2 tanks, like 1 supporter, 1 fighter, but then it's a very different playstyle.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting. I mean, you have a jungle buff as well. The jungle items has been buff as well. So it really gives you a very different dimension on how the game's gonna be played.
All right. So we're still waiting for the remake of the lobby here.
Yeah.
Yep. And do you what kind of playstyle do you hope Evos play against ONIC?
I think it's going to be a very team-focused, more like a tower-pushing team-focused style.
Yeah, it's just Evos, yeah.
So they're going to be like pushing together as a 5-man team.
Yeah.
But maybe if Aura plays Fanny, then we might see a different story. But I feel like it's going to be still the best choice at the moment.
Yeah.
Move as a team, 5-man, fight that way, but that's what I think.
So that means that just No Limit will have to use like fire heroes or semi-tank heroes?
No, I think Jess will still go to the marksman, right?
Yeah. Natalia is really, really good as well.
Assassin, so basically...
Oh yeah, Natalia.
Fighter or assassin, just No Limit. Okay, so the crowd has been hyped up again. It's gonna be starting very soon. That coming up to this first match, this is like the first match, but it already coming up from the first very strong teams like ONIC and Evos.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
ONIC is undeniably strong right now.
Yep.
They almost have perfect scores in the season, but unfortunately they lost against SFI Esports.
Yep.
But the great thing is that EVOS Esports is bouncing back from their weak performance in the early weeks. You know, I think it's the week 1 and the week 2 they suffer all losses, and then but they bounce back and they got to this 4th position. But well, I want to like really looking back to what Hachikan said earlier about how the EVOS team work, and I want to elaborate why ONIC is a best. It's a strong team right now.
Yeah,
because
team.
what I said earlier is that ONIC is like playing a textbook Mobile Legends. That means they know a way to win Mobile Legends is to restore the Nexus, to restore the crystal in the base, right? And that's what ONIC does. Almost everyone that ONIC does in the regular season is they push in the mid lane until they won. So one push wins them all. So for ONIC Esports. So I mean, if you see here that ONIC taking a most Lord and a most Turtle. So they mean usually like they are very objective based and they don't want to really delay the game as long as they can. They just want to finish it as soon as they can. That's ONIC Esports playstyle. So I think it's either like objective gaming versus team play gaming for EVOS Esports.
So to conclude that you guys think that EVOS Esports will revolve around team fights early on and get objective after the team fights, while ONIC Esports will try to get objective as much as possible, no matter how he sacrificed one of their heroes.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I say.
Objective wins the game. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of kills. If you don't have any towers down, you can't win.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's true.
I mean, like even like in Mobile Legends, everything happens so fast. Even like you're in the lead, but you died. Three heroes died. No one to defend their base. They have lords. It's end. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yep, and it's really over if your crystal down. So this is just an advice to probably the audience, right? So this is all about objective from Mobile Legends. It's not about the kill, but kill secures your net worth, and sometimes it probably wins the game. because if you get farm from kills, probably you can win the game.
Yeah.
That's the true beauty of Mobile Legends itself. So I want to talk about Kimi and Harriet because, you know, that's the new heroes. Probably not gonna pick up in this MPL.
It's still banned, still banned.
It's not probably. It's definitely not gonna pick.
It's definitely not gonna pick because it's still new.
Yeah, it's still new. It's not in a 2 weeks grace period yet.
What do you think when Kimi and Harriet going into the competitive scene? What impact will they bring? What do you guys think?
I think it means that Selena is going to get open. Because you're going to be focusing on banning Lunox, Harriet,
Kimi
and Leomo. So
Yeah.
Selena's going to be open.
So
Goshen's going to be open. So it's going to be it's going to give you a very different, it's going to be
Hero
more
pool?
assassin,
Yeah.
Your hero pool is going to be more massive and it's going to be more assassin based. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it should be really interesting to see how the marksman is going to live up after the Harriet and Kimi appearance on the game. That means they're just going to die out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there will be so many assassins getting picked after the band into the mage, right?
Yeah.
So how are they gonna make everything change?
Just give us one more marksman that is as powerful as Cloud or even more powerful. Just make it just a very overpowered marksman, then there might be a different change in meta.
Well, Kimi is a marksman.
It's a kind of mage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
well,
marksman's mage,
yeah,
right?
he's a marksman, but with
Magic damage.
Magic
Yeah,
damage.
So it's
All
hardly
blue
hit.
items you make, you automatically win the game.
Yeah, but you know there's two builds of Kimi itself, right? The magic build and the
Yeah.
physical build. But we
I think
haven't
the popular
seen
one is a magical build, right? The popular one.
Yeah, the popular one.
Oh
is-
my God! Look at the crowd.
Yeah, look at that crowd.
It's
Oh,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing because you can see that the crowd is really, it's pretty packed up in here in Jatim Expo here in Surabaya, and there's gonna be a lot of race coming up, a great crowd as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's true. See, there's a lot of people really exciting about watching this grand final tournament of MPL Season 2 Break Your Limit, and look at them are very enthusiastic watching it, rooting for their teammates. I've seen like this. They have like yellow jersey. I think they are ONIC
fans.
Esports. I think
Yeah.
they are ONIC fans, right?
Like the back in their the shirt in the back is
Yeah.
actually
That's
hashtag
the-
Go Own It.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like last season, they are nothing. Like
There was
wait,
no ONIC Esports last
Yeah.
season.
yeah, I mean, like who are they? But I think during like season 2, they are skyrocketing into the top of standings.
And it's let's just say that this is just game one. This is just going into game one. Not even a first game has been played, and this is the first match. So it will have more great match coming up into the MPL season 2 right here in Surabaya. But we're still waiting for the lobby to be up between EVOS Esports and ONIC Esports.
Yeah,
Here, one of the crowds.
The animosity is huge in this one. As you can see, it's actually overloading. We only have one hall. It's
Yeah.
actually playing into the second hall as well on the right side. And it's amazing.
yeah, and the second hall is also like almost half full right now.
Yeah.
What are your first thoughts, guys? Your first thought when it's announced that MPL Season 2 finals will be in Surabaya and not in Jakarta.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like Jakarta is going to be huge just because it's always Jakarta. We saw how MSC, how crowded MSC was. But I wasn't really expecting this much crowd. I mean, at the very least, it would have filled out one hall, which is all the seats down there. But then I didn't really expect. See, I would only expect this much, only at this.
This point. Yeah, but you can see that there are other halls back there that has been filled out as well. So you're not expecting this much crowd in Surabaya instead of Jakarta.
Yeah. I really wasn't expecting. It's a massive hall down there, and I really wasn't expecting this much people to be sitting down and watching. So it's amazing how the Surabayan community is coming together to watch you know, MPL, even though it's always mostly in Jakarta, I think this is the first time MPL was outside Jakarta.
Yeah, because this is the first Moonton events that going outside Jakarta.
Yeah, and it's crazy how crowded it is.
Yeah, well, I was hoping maybe like season 3 we'll go out of Java Island.
Oh, yeah.
And then season 4 we go out of our country. So it's like MPL-ID is in another country in the grand final.
I don't think that's a
it's
good
not
idea.
MPL-ID anymore.
I get the joke. I don't think it's a good idea. But again, there's a lot of issues with having like bigger events outside of Java. I mean, just outside Jakarta, like you can see how it's the logistic might not be as easy because you have to like move all of the panels, all of the like computers into another place, as the Revival headquarters is actually in Jakarta. But I don't know, it's amazing to see the enthusiastic crowd just appearing and watching in the LAN finals right now. So yeah, I'm really hoping that we're going to see a lot more outside, and hopefully it's going to be even better than this one.
Also, here is what is an ONIC Esports player as the Assassins.
Yep.
Yeah, his center hero is Lancelot, of course. When what is using Lancelot is like almost 100% win rate.
Yeah, it's
with it.
his signature hero as well. So we can see the kill and death ratio is not that big, but you can see that the much of an impact right here. And you can see this aura from EVOS Esports with his signature hero as well, the Martis.
I think it's either Martis or Funny, right?
Yeah, Funny is, we know that Aura is one of good player of Funny, right? Like, but coming into the regular season, I think Martis being picked up a lot, and it is one of his signature. It's either him or Just No Limit actually that gonna play Martis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Just No Limit is definitely default. The position is marksman, but I mean, it's Just No Limit. You can play anything.
Yeah.
Maybe like they're gonna like do some select changes. Hey, Just I'm not very good at playing this. Can you play this so I can like playing this?
Yeah, much better heroes, because we know that Martis is almost like required. I said because Martis have crowd controlling before the nerf.
Ashura Aura, Mortal Coil.
Yeah, and before the nerf, it stuns the enemy, right?
And well, right now it's almost like stun because it
70%
very
slow
you that much. It almost doesn't move.
Yeah,
it almost not moving.
But right now, the utilization of Martis is on his Mortal Coil instead of his first skill, right?
Yeah, so you see like you go first forward and then you pull your enemies backward.
Yeah, and it's pretty annoying as the invulnerable when you do the Mortal Coil, and it takes pretty long time during the duration of the Mortal Coil as well.
I mean, let's not forget about Astra's Rad, about how it can just knock up people after Mortal Coiling.
Yeah.
The problem with Mortal Coil is that it doesn't knock up, it slows, but it brings one group right into the middle for him to just dash in and then knock up everyone else. So, yeah, Martis is still going to be a very strong pick into this game.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see more of him as well.
Yeah, so I think it's one of the good picks for both teams, I guess, because let's say that Evos gonna pick it. What do you think of this hero overall against what usually ONIC do in the regular season?
Well, Martis?
Yeah, Martis.
Well, since ONIC Esports is playing objective, Martis is usually revolved around
team fights.
Yeah, team fights. Like, I mean, they gather a lot and they Ashura Aura the whole team, and then you go Mortal Coil, get 5 in the middle, and then do the combos here. I don't think that's a very much problem because usually ONIC Esports play around. That's what I said. Objective gaming. They let paid farming, so it's like usually either Drian usually the one who created space for Spade to farm. After that, they will pick off 1 or 2 heroes of their enemies, and they will call Spade to join them, and then they push as far as they can. So I don't think that Martis will be pretty much trouble for ONIC Esports, just outperform Martis and then you win.
Oh, so you don't think that Martis is problem for ONIC because they don't play a team fights battle, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the ONIC Esports ban. They're not banning Martis. Like, you know, from the very first draft.
Yep, they banned the mages.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
The one that they easily killed their lineup, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
You can see there just now for a bit.
Oh my God, I think that's a lot more crowds gathering.
Yeah, that's a lot of people down there, and we can see.
Yeah, you can see like from the top area, top sides of your screens. A lot of people just on the second hall and just like, you know, watching from afar. I don't think like they can watch it very clear from there.
Yeah, because there's many obstacles. You can see Evos Esports now preparing and waiting for it.
It should really be interesting to see how the first game get played, knowing that this is the victory and then the upper bracket. I mean, if I was ONIC, I might just as well drop into the lower bracket. But again, lower bracket still has, and I think that's gonna be super scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the four teams is really, really strong. I mean, Saints Indo is also a very strong team. So I don't know. I don't know the bracket tactic that usually big teams use to avoid bigger teams in the upper bracket would work very well, because even in the lower bracket, all the teams are
and
super teams.
Yeah, and then earlier I just know that you know, Saints Indo is have a lot of fan base in here.
Yeah.
Saints Indo, so yeah.
Saints Indo, we can see that as well. But now we're going to break very soon because there's relations going on the stage. So we gotta see you soon.
So don't go anywhere and stay in
tuned.
the Mobile Legends fan page and Facebook. But
Mobile Legends
what was it? MLB Esports?
Mobile Legends Bang Esports.
Yeah, but
MLB is Mobile Legends Bang, right?
Yeah.
It's on Mobile Legends Bang Esports.
so it's on see, there's like the Mobile Legend Indonesia as well. So you'll see two different streams. But we're on the English stream as well. But I mean, before we hit break, let's just talk a bit about who do you really want to support in this game?
To be honest, for me, I really don't know. I don't know who's to support because this match will be the first one.
But I know it's gonna hit break.
Okay, let's
anyway,
break.
so don't go
anywhere. Stay tuned.